My name is Lynx, and this is the first time I'm kind of putting myself out on the internet, which is kind of strange. I feel weird, but you know what? I made something kind of special, and I felt like sharing it. And I just moved to a tiny little town where I don't know anyone, and it's kind of a weird time to meet people, and I have no friends here, so I'm gonna do this and put it on the internet and see if anyone wants to come see this special little thing that I made, especially because there's a big tarot and oracle reading community on YouTube, so I feel like some of y'all are gonna love this idea and maybe want to do it yourself. So the idea came from my friend. He had the idea to make like oracle cards that basically are about you directly, and I think he was thinking of like making like physical, like taking paper and like writing on them, or like drawing on them, or like pasting pictures. And I, of course, got excited. I got way too excited actually, because I was working on this. I was like working on this for hours, and I would stay up at night and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And so I would get up at like 3 in the morning to keep working on it, because I was just like so inspired, and like this was like fueling my creativity. So it was so much fun. But anyways, I decided to design them on Photoshop and make them look like actual professional cards. And then I found one company that will print only one deck, whereas most companies you have to have like a minimum order of like 200, and I only needed just one. So luckily there's a company that will just print one for you. So I did that. So I had them printed, and they're just so fun. So I'll just show them to you really quick. This is the front. Let's see. This is kind of like a fun design. I think it looks fun when they're all together. And then this is what the I guess this would be the front and the other side would be the back, but this is kind of what they look like. So the idea is that this is like specific things in my life or lessons that I've learned that I'm basically reminding myself of. So like tarot or oracle cards, they're just general, and you kind of have to read them and see how the themes in the story can relate to you. Whereas this is like, I feel like it's like my higher self or my inner child like speaking to me, telling me, reminding me things that I already know, like lessons that I've already learned, and just being like, hey girl, like you need to remember this today, or like remember this quality of yours and bring that into the day. Or another example of one would be, let's see, like this one is beach day, and that's for friendship. So that would be like, hey, maybe you need to call a friend, or maybe it's been a while since you've like gone and like just had a fun friend day. So some of them are kind of like sweet little reminders from myself. And what I actually wanted to do, I had the idea of doing, which I really loved, was you can also make booklets. And I had the idea to, for each card, to write myself like a lovely, like a heartfelt message for each one. So do you remember those things like that you write yourself a letter or something and then bury it, and then like a few years later unbury it, and then you read it, and it's like a message to yourself from yourself that you kind of forgot. That was kind of my idea for each of these, to write just like the most loving, sweet messages to myself from myself. I thought that would just be so lovely, and I started to do that, but the problem is that I decided to make 44 cards. That's a lot. So writing 44 little mini letters was just kind of a little much. But maybe I will bring out a couple that I wrote and just kind of give an example of what I was thinking. Okay, so I am going to give you a couple examples. So this one is my sister. This is my favorite picture of her. I even like numbered them so that, because different numbers have different meanings, so I like numbered them like with the energy, and like even colored them with the energy of what I meant by the card. But so like this one would mean to me, sometimes I've gone a long time in my life of like not having friends and being alone. So this one is a reminder to me that I'm never alone. I always have her. I always have my family. I always have my very best friend. So maybe this would come out and help me on a day that I was feeling lonely. There's a couple that I thought would be good examples. Some of them are very personal, so we're not gonna, and some of them aren't quite appropriate. This is my father. It says totally badass. I have subtitles for all of them as well. So first of all, my dad is a total badass, but this is also like speaking to me to remember my badassness, because I feel like a lot of my badass qualities I got from him, because he's so cool. Also, I got gilded edging, so they're like silver on the side. How fun is that? So this one is called Street Kids of Rishikesh. And there's a story with this one. I was in India, and I was sitting by the Ganga, and this guy came up to me and started trying to grab my hand, and it like really freaked me out. I only had an empty water bottle, so I was like trying to wield it like a weapon, and no one was around. And then all of a sudden, these little kids, these like street kids, like who don't wear shoes, and they sell like pujas on the street. A little gang of them like came up, and they started yelling at this guy and telling him, "You cannot touch her, like how dare you, get away." And so it was just like the most magical thing. And they like took my hands. I had like two of them holding my hand. They walked me all the way back to my hotel. That was like when I was traveling, the only time I ever felt unsafe, and I immediately like was protected, and it was really special. So that's a card just reminding me that I'm protected. This one is called Snow Cone, and it says treat yourself. So snow cones are my favorite food ever. I grew up as a little kid obsessed with them, and so this one is like telling me to treat myself. Okay, so this is one that I am going to give you an example of the letters I was kind of planning on writing to myself. So this one is called Otter Pop Medicine, and it says childlike play and laughter. And this came from such a silly, like, beautiful moment with my friend where, oh my God, we were just being so ridiculous and silly and laughing so much. So here's an example of like a little letter that I would have if I had like my little booklet complete and I drew this and like opened it up to that page. Like, this is what I would say. It says, he, nice one. Oh boy, do you love to play and laugh and be silly like a little kid. It is the best feeling. It's the nicest thing when you have such a lovely close friend whose presence allows you to go into that completely raw state of being where you're so comfortable that your spirit opens up and shines right through. And when you are so filled with your own spirit, you are so funny and cute and playful. It's the best. Laughter even feels different. You feel it all the way down in your heart, bubbling out into the air. It is pure joy, a bright yellow ball of giggly sunshine. Go play, be silly, be ridiculous, be mischievously absurd, run and skip and jump like the whimsical little fairy creature you are. So you can see, like, that would be from like my inner child, like talking directly to me. Like, that's not how you would talk to somebody else. You wouldn't hear that from like a normal oracle card, but like to hear that from your own heart, reminding you of like your own qualities and how fun it is to play and laugh and be silly and act like a kid. I just think it's really sweet. This is my mom one. I'll show my family ones. It's not focusing. That one says nurture yourself. So that one would be reminding me to nurture myself, and it might also be to like remind me to call my mom. So here's one that I love. So this one is called Spa Day. And the number is 29, that's my birthday. And this one would be like another treat yourself. I have a few treat yourself ones, which is kind of fun. So yeah, I might just like take a shot so you can see them all closer. And the way I designed them on the computer, they are just all so fun and so meaningful to me and my heart. This one, it's called Sacred Mirror, and it's just reminding me to love myself. And it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful to be connected to yourself, and then to, you know, to make something that helps you connect to yourself, connect to your life, connect to your own qualities and the things that make you excited, and kind of remind you of, you know, things that are meaningful to you. So I just wanted to share that. I think they're so fun. I love colorful things. They're so colorful. That's all. If you watch this, thanks for watching it. And if anyone's curious about how I made them, just let me know. Maybe I'll talk about that sometime. Yeah, nice to meet you on the internet, and see you later.